Does it make a man less of a man if he can't change a flat tire?
Low-key, yeah, because that's basic. I know how to change a flat tire.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, does it make a woman less of a woman and she can't cook a meal from scratch? Yep.
Hey, got me with that one.
You gonna do just stand here? I think you should come in here and help me.
I appreciate the fact that you're this strong woman, but think about making some food, okay? Unless you pay some bills around here, you can't come in and tell the Jackster what to do.
That's garbage.
Tomorrow is my divorce day, and it's been a lot, to say the least. This moment I have equally dreaded and looked forward to, and the fact that it is now coming to an end officially tomorrow is mind-blowing. I cannot wait. I'm so impressed and proud of myself that I have been able to get through this divorce alone. To be 25 years old and doing something of this caliber is huge. I am the youngest out of my friends to be married, and now I'm the youngest out of my friends to be divorced. So I'm gonna hold that with a lot of pride.
Many months later.
Tomorrow's Christmas, and I'm just crying because of how hard it's been. I feel like I'm trying to prove to myself I can be strong. It's really painful dealing with the loss of everything. Not having.
Just thinking about these clips, modern women have just a warped sense of reality. I mean, here you have on the screen this woman low-key bragging about, oh, I was the youngest of this, to be married to my friends, and now I'm getting divorced. Why is that something that you would wear with a badge of honor? You know what I mean? The modern women take pride in failing at stuff. I think that last clip, the man was talking about, why don't you learn how to cook something? Well, I don't have to cook. Why not? What are you going to do? I mean, the man, you're literally not making any money. What do you bring to the table? What do you bring to the household? What is your value in this relationship? I don't know why that's such a hard concept. They sit up there, they tell a man, you're not a man for this. If you don't do this, you're not masculine. But then even then, going back to the first clip there, where he said, does it make a man any less of a man if he can't change a tire? Yeah, it does. It's like they don't think. But then all you have to do 2 or 3 seconds later is reverse it and say, okay, so are you less of a woman if you can't cook? You got me. Of course. Of course. Y'all keep on telling us y'all want a man that's emotionally intelligent, emotionally mature, that knows how to communicate effectively, but y'all can't even think straight. And I'm sorry to say it like that. I'm not trying to belittle anybody, but this is too easy. You can see the setup coming and y'all still fall for it every single freaking time. Why? For what? He's less of a man. He don't meet my standard. You don't even have a standard. You don't know how to cook. You don't even have a standard. You don't even make no money. You don't even have a standard. You're getting divorced. You're a failure. You're a failure at a lot of things in your life. And you expect a man to come through and cover all of that. That's why they be looking for the quote unquote high value men, the rich man. Because I know at some point in time, this little train I'm on is going to fail. And people are going
to. And this idea, I think, that runs through for me, for all feminism across the board, is this sense of entitlement that really bothers me. It's this sense of, I am allowed to ask these things of men and expect them, right? I'm allowed to say, I want a man to do this in society, and I want a man to fulfill this role and provide or protect it. You use all the code language. But in the same breath, they get very hot and bothered when someone says to them, what about you? What can men expect from you? So there's this sense of entitlement, and that's something that runs through liberal feminism, conservative, whatever you want to put your label on it. This sense of, I am good enough as I am. What do you mean? Why do I have to meet any standard, but the guy has to meet a standard? And that's what rubs me wrong, because that is so utterly ridiculous to me that you are entitled. Why? Because what? You look good? Because your hair extensions are in place that day? Because you're a pretty girl walking down the street because you got a hot body? Why? Why are you entitled to say, I expect all of these things of men, but he's not allowed to say, I want a nurturing woman. I want a woman who brings the stress level in the house down, not up. I want a woman who's going to be a good mom. I want a woman who's going to be supportive and loyal and devoted. Oh, well, how dare you make those expectations of me? You just made a
Literally just saying this. I literally was just saying this. They don't have a standard for themselves. They just have a list for men. Oh, I'm not lowering my standards. You don't have any standards. You just have a list for men that you want men to meet it, to cover all of the...
Guys get friend-zoned, but girls get zoned. A boy stops talking to us suddenly after he gets a girlfriend, or starts ghosting us after we reject his first move. A friendship that we valued, we thought mattered, if only just a little to him, turned out not to matter at all. But in the end, we're the bad guys. We're the ones who lead the good guys on. Of course, we should just expect that's what you always want. We should just expect that friendship is never as valuable as a twist of our hand. They got friend-zoned. They only lost another girl, another rejection. But we lost a friend, someone we thought was worth more. We lost a friend.
Just so you know, also walking up to a woman's car, you should have pulled me over. You're lucky I didn't have my pepper spray on me because you scared the ever living out of me as a woman.
If you weren't going through emails, sir, you would probably be more observant.
I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm telling you, as a woman, I'm actually shaking right now because you scared the ever living out of me.
Well, I've made over 7,000 traffic stops, and I've never been pepper sprayed.
But I understand that, sir. But I'm telling you, as a woman, you made me feel unsafe.
Okay, I'm a public safety official, ma'am.
I understand that, but please listen to what I am saying, because you're not listening, because you're seeing this through the eyes of me trying to get out of a ticket, which I'm not.
Oh, you won't get out of it, yeah.
Sir,
I can assure you of that.
Sir, can I please finish my sentence?
Go ahead.
As a public employee, I am letting you know, as somebody who is a person who pays your salary. Sir, please.
No, I'm no longer going to listen to you. I'm no longer going to listen to you. I'm going to give you your driver's license back. What you are being cited with is texting while driving. Great. I gave you a copy of the law. You're going to have three options.
Please have your badge.
Your first option, it's going to be right here, ma'am.
But, sir, I'm trying to tell you so that you can do your job better.
I've done my job 20 years, and I'm protecting the public from you reading your emails while you drive your car.
Well,
I don't care about your opinion. I don't care about your feedback. You should have shut up a long time ago. You should have been quiet a long time ago. I'm seeing the name tag down there. Officer. I'll say that again. Officer Honey Badger, an officer of the law. I'm going to tell you, don't sneak up on stupid. Let me take that back. Ma'am, it is a traffic stop. What are you doing? That man could have pulled out something on you because he can't see your hands. He cannot see your hands. He don't know. You sitting down there doing all this. He don't know what you're doing. You could be fidgeting with something. 20 years in the league, and you gonna do that? Oh, well, let me get your badge number. There ain't gonna be nothing that happen. And this is why men are distancing themselves from y'all. This woman, the woman a minute ago was talking about, we lost a friend. Oh, guys get friend zoned. Guys get friend zoned, but women get F zoned. As if men feel great getting friend zoned. The man is trying to give his all. He's trying to do things for you. Oh, that's not enough. Oh, you're not doing enough for me. Oh, you could do something better, but it's never going to be enough for me. I'm always going to have something to say about what you're doing. But then when you turn and flip the script and say, well, you know what? I don't want to do that. I don't want to be around that. You know what? This is all I want from you. I'm going to leave. Then all of a sudden he's a bad guy. When a man starts to say, you know what? You did what was best for you. I'm going to do what's best for me. We went out on a date. I paid. Actually, we went out on 4 or 5 dates. I paid for all of them. And now I get what I want. Oh, well, I thought I really had a friend that paid for everything. A friend that you emotionally dumped on. A friend that you just took that backpack of trauma and gave it to him. A ton of trauma. You gave it to him. But you just expect guys to do and continue to do anything and everything that you want them to do when you want them to do it. And that's what we saw in the last video, and that's what we're seeing here. Do it how I want you to do it. Approach me how I want you to approach me. Say what I want you to say. Be how I want you to be. This is how you do your job. As somebody who pays you, shut up. Be quiet. Just let me do my job. Take this ticket. You might not have even had a ticket. You might have gotten a warning if you just been quiet. But you keep talking.
I'm Aubrey. I'm 27. I'm just not going to pay on anymore because what's the point? I'm already screwed.
What's the talking about? No. You pay, you make progress, you get out of it, and then you're not screwed. What do you mean?
Where I live paycheck to paycheck, it's so hard.
You don't have a paycheck. What paycheck are you paycheck to paycheck with? You don't have a paycheck. You don't make money.
For now, I don't. But
so you're not paycheck to paycheck. You're around.
Yeah, I had this ex-boyfriend, and I didn't have any money to get him anything for Christmas, and so I just got him Apple Watch, and I put it on credit card.
If you do not love and take care of yourself, a man is the last thing that you need. Because just like these toxic men who've never been to therapy and they're not healing their childhood trauma or breaking generational curses, they don't have a stable job, they don't have no car, they don't have no money, blah, blah, blah. Just like they be sucking us dry, is the same way bum is do that to men. Okay? And it's only so much we could blame on men. Because I've been friends with like that, and let me tell you, it is very emotionally taxing. Because like that don't love themselves and don't know how to be happy alone expect you to keep them happy. Like, they just want to spend all their time with you. They don't have their own goals to focus on. They're codependent and it's like a lot of y'all want a man to pay your bills, but you don't even have a couple $100s to your name. You don't have a pot to piss in. You're behind on your car payment. You don't have shit going for you but two little brain cells floating around fighting for dear life. You haven't had a fruit or a vegetable in 7 or 8 business days. You don't drink enough water. You don't take your herbs. Your piss could start a grill. I don't know how to cook. What you mean? Nobody taught you how to cook. Nobody taught you how to suck either, and you know how to do that?
This is what women do. Modern women. This is what they do, man. They just, I think this, it's probably a skit or something like that. But this is the complexity of the modern woman, her mind. Nothing really makes sense at all. I'm thinking about the lady a minute ago where she was in a car and she was talking about how modern women, it seems like they're finally starting to get it. They're finally starting to get that a man doesn't want a leech in his life. Why can't I find a man to get married? Why can't I find a man to approach me? Where are all the nice guys at? How come I can't find a man to simp for me? Well, so take for instance the lady that was talking about I didn't have any money, and so I took my man's credit card and bought him an Apple Watch. I appreciate the gesture, but you just put us even more in the hole. You just made it even worse for the both of us. I could have gone, if I had to do that, I could have gone without the Apple Watch. I really didn't need it if I have to work harder to pay it off. You're actually hurting me instead of helping me. You're actually, surprise, surprise, a leech. You're a leech. You're making my life that much the more harder. So yes, I'm glad she actually said that. Yes. A lot of men feel like a lot of these modern women today are flat.
So guys, I'm officially a passport girl. I am done with the broke 50-50 men in America that want to go 50-50, that want you to cook, clean, and be a I'm officially a passport girl. I'm going overseas now to find my masculine husband who's going to provide for me and pay all the bills. So passport girl, official.
This is why I always tell women, date outside your race. Date foreign men, okay? Foreign men. I mean, men not born in the U.S., foreign men. Okay, foreign men will treat you better, okay? Black men, I just think we as a collective need to stay away from them. because they don't want you to live a soft life. They want you to live a life of service to them. They want you to cook, clean, and do their jobs for free. Date foreign men. Foreign men know how to provide. They don't believe in 50-50. They know a man's role.
So I love Italy, and I've been to Italy before. I love Italy. But Italian men like to go 50-50. They like, you know, that 50-50 Swedish lifestyle, and I'm not about that. So Italy, unfortunately, is not on my list of places to go because, yeah, I don't want to split the bill, especially splitting the bill when I'm in a foreign country is just the biggest ick. So Italy is off the list.
You want to ride? I'll take you. For real, let's go. Let's go. I'm just joking. Why you leave me?
Claims her $11,000 nose job made her realize she was too good for her husband. As you can see from these before videos, she had a pretty massive nose, and she said that she always felt like it held her back in life, and so after talking to her husband, they agreed that she should get an $11,000 nose job. After she got the nose job, she said the results were shocking and she never felt more confident or beautiful. So much so that she said, you know, I'm too good for my husband, and divorced him. Her and her husband have been together for 7 years, and if I was him and was already in love with her the way she was and eventually agreed, you know, hey, if it makes you feel more confident, sure, we'll pay for you to get a nose job, only for her to leave you because of it, I would never recover.
Be so quick to let me take you on a trip. Let me take you on a trip. Pay a bill. Pay a bill. Pay a goddamn bill.
Always begging. Damn.
Can we get on the phone? No, get on the phone with billing. Don't talk to me. Talk to billing.
Well, them bills be kicking y'all. They get mean when they broke. That's why you can't date broke women, man. They get mean when they broke. What they tell men, if you broke, then you shouldn't be dating. If you're broke, then you shouldn't be dating. You're going to be all right, baby. Just do some overtime. It's the same way that y'all say cooking and cleaning is wife duties, paying bills, being a provider, that's husband duties. It's a dirty game.
This is what they do, man. They take their show on the road. You know, this lady begging about, I want to take you out. Oh, I'll pay a bill first. You know, that woman talking about being a passport girl. I just got my passport and I'm going to go overseas because all of these men in America. So basically the jig is up. They figured out that that's all you want from them and they don't want to pay. You know, how come, I mean, getting a job is it's too simple of an idea for you. But y'all say, instead of me bringing value to the relationship, instead of me stepping back and saying, you know what, maybe I'm not giving these men any bang for their buck. Sometimes literally, maybe I'm not giving them any bang for their buck. So maybe I should start reciprocating a little bit more instead of expecting a man to pay for me. And now she's thinking, I'm going to go overseas and get a man to pay for me overseas instead of getting an actual job. Instead of staying committed to one man who's going to take care of me and show that he's good to me and be there for me all the time, I'm going to take my quote unquote talents and go overseas. That's what that woman who got the nose job was doing. Instead of being grateful, the man saw you when you had that nose. And then you decide, oh, let me go get a nose job. Let me go get something that quote unquote restores my confidence and my self-esteem, and then leave him and go give somebody else the best years. That he sat up there every day and had to look at that nose every single day. The same nose that you didn't like, he had to love you. He had to kiss all over you. He had to give you affirmations and validation. And you decide, I'm going to take my show on the road. It's always a pattern. This woman right here sitting in a car. If you're not going to do this, then get out of my life. I'm going to go on the road and find a man that I can beg to give me money. I'm behind on my bills. Or I want to live this quote unquote soft life, but I have to do it at your expense. So I have to find somebody that's really not paying attention, or somebody that wants to have a good time, and they're just going to give me money. Just a bum mentality, just continuing to beg. And once again, this is why men just move on. They walk away. We can even go back to the woman talking about, well, he F-zoned me. Because this is what you get. Is this not a form of F-zoning somebody? It's begging. It's gold digger tendencies. But this is what men get. And they're expected to shut up about it, take it, and just keep on spending that money. What?
People learn from other people's mistakes. Fools learn from their own. I was very much a fool in most of my decisions.
Even with all the success that you've had, you're an incredible mother now, businesswoman, you're working with Playboy, you still look back on that and you still feel ashamed?
Yeah, I don't like the fact that people can see me naked on the internet or can see those things happening to me. I think that it's gross.
That is crazy that you can build this whole life and you still feel ashamed.
I mean, I'm proud of myself and what I've done, and I wouldn't take anything back. However, it's not like I like the idea that people can view that of me. I
think that it is absolutely insane and extremely hypocritical for a lot of us women to go around demanding that a man have all of his together, that he have all of this money, that he have the nicest car, the nicest clothes, the nicest house, can take care of us and spoil us. And meanwhile, we turn around and don't have to offer this man in return, but our what happened to sticking by your man's side and building him up? What happened to working together as a team to get those things? Why do we want the end product or the end results of that man, but we're not ready and willing to go through that struggle in order to make that man be what we want him to be?
You're not even giving him that. You're not giving him any type of cleanliness or purity. You're not giving him no or low body count, nothing. You're giving him nothing at all. This woman is talking about, the woman in the last clip was talking about, well, I wouldn't regret. Well, I wouldn't regret anything. Why? I mean, for what? Modern women really don't think about anybody but themselves. They really don't. They really don't. I'm thinking about Chloe from Roma Army. And how she said, hey man, I used to do that type of stuff where I sold my body online. But you know, I'm spending a lot of money to, kind of go through and scrub that stuff. Very few, and I commend that. Very few women will do that. They'll just leave it up. Oh, there's no sense in tracking it down. There's no sense in, but for the sake of the man, and if you really love him and respect him, then you would try to do something. Now, I understand if you ain't got the money and he still decide to go ahead and, well, it is what it is. I know it's coming. But you actively try to do anything and everything that you can to like mitigate what you did. Y'all don't do that. Y'all just be out here like, well, that was just a part of what I did. That's what I used to do. And it is what it is. And we don't even have to talk about an OF. We can talk about the things that you do and the things that you say online about men. Oh, well, that's just where I was at that time in my life. Can you delete that? I don't want to get online, and I don't want my children to get online and hear you bashing men 10, 15 years from now when they're in high school. They're trying to figure out who they are, where they want to be, what they want to do. They don't need to hear mom out here bashing the other gender. They don't need, because then that anger, even though you don't know it, might extend to dad. That frustration. Well, I heard mom say you just a man. You can never really trust a man. And you're like, where did that come from? Mama said it. What? You're even shocked. Now you're looking through your old TikToks and your old videos like, when did I say that? Oh, that was, it just came on my feed. I think that was like 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Why would they do that? But that's what happens. That's the type of stuff that always comes back to bite you in the behind. And then you got to try to cover it up. But you should have never even said it. And let me give you a little bit more grace. Even if you did say it, you could have come back and said, you know what, I was upset. Let me go ahead and delete that. I was upset. Let me go ahead, wipe that away. Because I know in the future, I'm going to want my daughter to find a nice, good man that she can respect. And I don't want her seeing this. I'm going to teach her to do X, Y, and Z. Modern women don't do that. They expect everything from a man, and they still on their worst behavior. Like this one lady, like the lady in the last clip. I'm going to expect a man to come in and give me the world. But everybody's going to see me on my worst behavior. I wouldn't change it. I don't regret it.
It's been 30 days we've been married. You haven't changed nothing into my name. You haven't put the house in my name. You haven't put the insurance in my name. And then you got like everybody else is on as a beneficiary.
I can't.
No.
You cannot. What you just say?
You got both of them.
What you just say? Say that one more time. Say it again.
You heard what I said.
Don't call my mama again.
Yo, this
I want everybody to
she
hear
got somebody there to take care of her.
This who I married. This who I married 30 days ago.
No.
This who I married 30 days ago.
What's really taking you so long? Like 30 whole days, Deshaun. 30 whole days, and you still haven't put me on nothing? Like nothing.
It takes time to do all
like,
that,
it's
right?
like you're not even taking this marriage serious. It's like
You taking it too
like
serious right now.
It's like you still attached to your
Hey, do you
like a little mama's boy.
look, check me out. Little mama boy.
A little mama's boy.
Do you love me or you love the money? Which one what are you here for? What are you here for?
Listen, like I said,
what you on TikTok or something? What you on?
I'm not interested in nothing that you're talking about right now. Because I don't even think you care about me. Because what if you die? What if you die? What's gonna happen to me if you die? Who's gonna take care of me? Who's gonna take care of me? You told me when we got married.
I know she
you
ain't
was gonna do everything. You was gonna make sure I'm taken care of, and now I'm like second guessing everything.
You can't be serious right now.
That's not hell, because you don't even love me. The Bible says when a man
how you gonna say that?
Man is genuinely interested in me and wants to pursue me just triggers my fight or flight so bad. I just want to bolt and never talk to him again. Can someone diagnose me?
Friendzoned guy here. PhD in biology, bachelor's, psychology. That is just a common case of daddy issues. We see these all the time. Super common these days. We would recommend for treatment just getting a grip. And if that doesn't work, our offices are open from 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, so we can try to work on some other treatment plans for you. But yeah, just get a grip.
Why are there 5 lanes on the highway? Where am I? Why do we need 5 lanes? There's no need for this. This is so excessive. Oh my god. There's so many people. It's so early. Oh my god.
I feel like right now in today's society, the men have become too feminine.
It was the point in time y'all used to build houses. Now they want you to go above and beyond just to get a safe place. Baby, we're not going 50-50. You're going to pay for this, and you're going to pay for all.
Crash right now. To the streets. To the streets.
To do what?
What are you guys doing?
I actually have a business. I'm a permanent makeup artist.
Where's it located at?
It's in Miramar, Florida.
Okay, plug it. You can tell people the website. Go ahead. I mean, you're not actually doing here. I'm proud of you.
You can.
And the karmic repercussions from taking money from beta males, if you believe in karma, that is.
Whatever karma they're getting from looking and being weirdos, looking at my pictures.
Do you think that weirdos?
Not weirdos. I mean, like.
Do you feel bad?
I don't feel bad because it's like a transaction.
What do you think about stuff like this? It's like sad. How the hell are you gonna get over that ever? You're gonna have money, yeah, but who's gonna want to?
You heard that? What's going to happen? You told me you were going to do everything in your power to take care of me. It's all about me. It's all about me. If I don't feel comfortable, if mama ain't happy, it ain't nobody happy. Modern women they're so short-sighted. They can't see a bill. That's why they always try to get the millionaire, the man that makes the most money, because I have to make sure that my future is secure. Even if I'm making 6 figures and I can secure myself, I want to make sure that my future, not my family, not my kids, my future is secure. Period. I want to make sure my emotions are secure. I put my emotions first. That's why you hear this woman in the clip where she was talking about, well, a man is genuinely interested in me. And I'm running, I'm leaving. Well, diagnose me. You're acting like an idiot. I'm not saying that you're an idiot, but you're acting like an idiot. You have problems. You're looking to go up and down that roller coaster, just like this woman on the screen, up and down that roller coaster. Well, the Bible says, you see, he just start hurling stuff at him. Well, the Bible says this about that, and the Bible says that. In an attempt to do what I want you to do, in an attempt to make you go in the way that I want you to go. I'm going to cry. I'm going to break down. I'm going to start hurling insults, and I'm just going to start hurling things and saying things in an attempt to get you to do what I want you to do. I'm going to bolt. I'm going to leave out of here. I'm going to run down the street in an attempt to get you to chase after me. Oh, after 5 years of him chasing me, I decided, hey, I want to be with him. And you think that I'm lying. There was this guy, baby, kids, and all that beautiful family came across the screen. They were just doing street interviews. Hey, how long have y'all been together? I forget what he said. How did y'all meet? Oh, you know, he liked me, and for 5 years I did X, Y, and Z. And, you know, finally, after so many years, I decided, you know, I didn't want to do that anymore. And he was right there waiting. So what I would do is what I want to do. It's however I feel whenever I want to do it. If I want to leave, then I want to leave. If I want to stay, then I want to stay. If I want to put back money, then I'll do that. If it behooves me, then that's what I'm going to do. And that's what you see with the woman sitting at the table. This is what you see right here. Talking about, and the man tried to tell her, well, you know, you get money now, but what is it going to look like in the future? You're worried about right now. What is it going to look like when you want to get married? Maybe you don't want to have kids, but maybe you do want a serious relationship. What is that going to look like? Oh, I don't care nothing about that. They never do. They never do. And that's why they find themselves single and alone. Men walking away. I don't want to be your friend anymore. You're not mine. You just use me for every single thing. Well, I'm just going to keep on doing it because and those men shouldn't be doing that. But you know good and well, you shouldn't be doing what you're doing either.
A model, influencer, anything creative? Or would you rather date some lady that has a 9-to-5?
It all depends on how she treats me. That's what I care about. I don't care what her job is, but is my food ready when I come home? Is my before I go to sleep? You know what I'm saying? Like if that's the case, then you know it's just about who treats me better. Now I will say this: I ain't for them goddamn. Always got to go to the club talking about they hosting, but they never have a mic in their hand. Hosting that seat but you ain't got no bag for that. Talking about I got to be at the club tonight. I'm booked. What you booked for? A goddamn half a bottle in a section? Nah, cool. You walking out this house and you ain't doing to bring back into this house. I'm cool on that. So as long as this entertainer is actively pursuing something and I'm seeing results, if you're an influencer and you had 5,000 followers in 2004 and you got 5,025 in 2005, bring your home and go work at Walmart. I ain't seeing no growth. She ain't entertaining a goddamn thing.
Violence brings me so much peace. And if you're saying you probably can't understand that statement. If you think you're about to just beat on me, baby, on behalf of my ancestors, you got me up.
She went out there and got knocked out. End of story. She talks so much trash, doesn't get knocked out. Modern women, man, that's just what they do. But I will say, you know, that clip where he was talking about, I don't care what her job is. Except for a few things, there's a lot of, I don't think modern women know how much leeway they actually have with men. I don't think modern women truly understand how much they can get away with if you just feed the man. If you just feed him. If every so often you just rub his back. Give him a massage. Y'all be doing that halfway. Men be learning, watching videos on how to give you a massage. All right, so you massage her back like this, and here are the natural and the normal pain points of a woman. It just seems to be where a lot of women hold their stress. Okay, let me focus on that. Hey, let me get the oil. They want you to do a whole thing. Let me get the oils and the hot stones and the towels and those little things or whatever that you heat up the towels in or what. They want the whole entire experience. Oh man, can you run me a bath water? Get the that doctor, whatever it is, I can't remember, but it's Epsom salt or something. And then you have the bubble bath and the candle, and you got to cut the lights off and just let me listen to my phone for a little bit and relax. A man has to do all that. I'm thinking about a man that actually his wife tanned a lot. And so he said, okay, instead of us spending money, he made a business decision. Instead of us continue to spend money on these tanning salons, let me get her a mobile tan. Let me build that for her, a mobile tanning salon, so she can get a quick tan in whenever and wherever she goes. He did that. All of that. He did that. But when a man says, hey, my back is really hurting, my shoulder's really hurting, you just kind of barely just rub it, kind of barely scratch it. And you do that for like 30 seconds. I'm tired. I got so much to do. Oh, okay. Modern women at some point in time need to learn the art of taking care of a man. It is not that hard. They're too late.
This might hurt some feelings, but caring how much a guy spends on a date is lower class coded. I feel like I'm in a pretty good position to say this. I've been lower class, I've been higher class, and I was surrounded by the elite long enough to know that they do coffee dates, they do walk dates. They have enough money and security themselves to not evaluate a guy based on how much he's spending on them. Now, of course, there's an element in dating of making sure that a guy is generous and hospitable. In my opinion, he should be paying on the date and he should be picking dates that he can pay for. But it's such a weird hyperfixation that the high value woman dating community has on what a guy spends on you, because it really just has no bearing on how he feels about you or how he'll be as a partner. And it's something that you only care about if deep down you know that this is just a farce that you're putting on. Because if you really could take yourself to nice restaurants, you wouldn't be so focused on a guy doing that for you. And of the extremely wealthy men I know, if a girl ever turned down a coffee date with them and tried to use one of those lines from the stupid dating coaches on here and was like, actually, I'm accustomed to more than a coffee date, then he'd kick her to the curb because she'd look like a gold digger. And he'd be right to do that because his future wife isn't someone who's going to be shallow or trashy like that. Now, the kicker here is that most people will date and end up marrying in their same social class. So it's really funny that all this high value woman dating advice is all about faking it till you make it. Because the thing is, these women aren't even faking it well. They're wearing Shein old money outfits that they saw on TikTok, and they're nickel and diming men thinking that that's how you pretend to be a rich person. And I'm not saying this to shame anyone's financial situation, but I will shame pretending to be something that you're not, especially when you treat people on your level like garbage in order to do it.
This is exactly what they're doing to a T. They're faking it till they make it. You remember earlier in the video when I was talking about the lady that taking their show, multiple women talking about, if you're not going to do this or pay a bill, then I'm not going to go out to eat with you. And I'm looking for a man that can do that. Or the woman talking about, these men in America, they only want to go 50-50. So I got my passport and I'm going overseas, taking my show on the road. That's exactly what she's talking about here. Y'all don't really have anything to show. Y'all are just nickel and diming. Y'all are trying to find the next man to fund your lifestyle. And hopefully it'll be for at least a year so you can get through that and you have time to think. But the best case scenario is about 2 to 3 years. Is essentially like looking for another job for these modern women. That's their job. Finding men that, you know, they cuddle up next to, and oh babe, you're so, they play the part of a soft girl, a hard wig, soft life for a few years. Then when the man gets tired of it, or he just, you know, the relationship has run its course, he's like, oh, okay, I'm tired of you. I'm going to go get somebody else. Or you're going to have to start paying some bills around here. Then all of a sudden he's terrible. He's a person that you wouldn't want to be around. When really, honestly and truly, he just wants to trade you out for a newer model. He's tired of you. And you knew that's what was going to happen. Period. End of story. You're not always going to look as good as somebody younger than you. And that's what he's probably going to go for. He's probably going to set you off to the side and go get a younger version of you. And he's going to pay for that because he's paying for beauty. He's paying for youth. That's something that I value. And now because you've been kicked out the circle, you got to go overseas and see if anybody over there wants to pay for it. I personally don't think that you're going to have a lot of success, but it is what it is. But this is what these modern women are doing. They're placing value on you can't Instagram a coffee date. You can't TikTok a coffee date. I mean, I feel like you actually could, but it needs to be for these modern women a base level of clout that they can gain from a dinner date. You know, you guys are struggling with coffee, but I'm over here with a man that's going to take me out to not only dinner, but an expensive dinner. I can't Instagram Cheesecake Factory. Once again, actually, you can. You can actually Instagram Chili's. You know, if you're actually an influencer like you say that you are, you can almost quite literally Instagram or make anything look good. And women will be in your comment, oh, where is that? Oh, me and my man with the Chili's. Yeah, it was a cute little date night. I got the triple dipper and I love that thing. These modern women, they're going to run and they're going to flock to Chili's because these modern women are followers. They're followers. And so whatever you're doing, they're going to do. That's why they go to Nobu and they're going to all these expensive vacations. Let me get my money up and do it. They're going to get on TikTok and say, oh, we living it up. We living. Dead broke. Don't got nothing going for them. Just lost their job. Modern women.
Am I the asshole, 38 male, for cutting back on work to prove a point to my wife, 30 female? My wife is usually an angel of a woman, but has recently gotten into a friendship with a woman whom I personally believe is a bad influence on her. Not in a patronizing way, more of a lay down with dogs, get up with fleas type of situation. I've never heard that before, but continue. I like it. I've never said anything about her childishness or her very radical misandry, because frankly, it doesn't affect me. Until it did. A few months ago, my wife began pressuring me to do more around the house. Before I get an instant "you're the asshole," we already split chores and childcare. Admittedly, she had a bigger cut than I because she is a stay-at-home mom, but I do most of the cooking. Breakfast and dinners, lunch is her responsibility for her and the boys. I take out the garbage and I do laundry. And I deep clean the bathrooms once a week. I do also help with our boys' homework and such.
I'll marry this man right now.
The bar is low, but like he's doing a lot.
The bar is 6 feet under, but it's pretty good right now.
She insists that I am not doing enough and that I should be doing more around the house. I tried having discussions with her, asking what she expected from me, namely all chores and child rearing should be my duty, it seems. And for months, it seemed to be going nowhere. She used the D word more than once when speaking on this, which felt manipulative.
What's the D word?
Divorce.
I was like, Dad? Oh my God.
That is manipulative. It boiled over when we were out with friends one night, and she began talking about how I never help out and how I use her as a house slave. Her words. I will admit, I saw red. The next part is where I may be the asshole. I didn't say anything that night, but the next day I asked my boss to be given reduced hours for the next little bit due to stress. And I took over everything in the house. I cooked breakfast and made lunch for the boys before I drove them to school. I cleaned the house top to bottom. I did every dish we had twice, and so on. My wife was blindingly happy and bragged to her friend that she had finally worn in.
Wow, I had like many different feelings and emotions throughout this.
We're not even done.
Oh no.
She didn't lift a finger for around a month. Then she began asking why we never went on dates anymore and complaining that she wanted to get her nails done as they were growing in. I explained that I had to take that out of our budget so we could continue to afford everything else, but we could absolutely have a movie night in and I could paint her nails for her. She was unhappy with that solution, so I asked her if she would want to get a part-time job to pay for her luxuries. You would have thought I asked if she wanted to join a cult. She then asked if I could just go pick up more shifts at work to cover her other expenses and used the phrase, be a man, which I found more than a little insulting. I then asked if she would be willing to go back to splitting the chores and such, which is when she began to catch on that the two were related. She yelled at me that I was being a manipulative asshole for doing this and even claimed it was financial abuse. I stood strong for a while, but now I am questioning my methods because even I feel what I did was a little bit underhanded.
As in, he stopped making as much money to do the chores.
Mm-hmm. Am I the asshole?
No, sir, you're not. This is what modern women do. And this is why you were saying in the first place, well, I don't really like you hanging out with her. It wasn't because you were just being controlling. It was because, like you said, you laid down with dogs and you wake up with fleas. And she woke up with fleas. And she's just scratching over here and scratching over there. And if you don't take care of it, fleas are going to be all over the house. They're going to be on the couch, in the bed. You be in the restroom and those things be biting. You be in the kitchen trying to cook. Those things be biting at your legs and everywhere. And that's what you have right now. Your wife, when you're trying to sleep, when you're trying to cook, when you're trying to clean, biting at your legs. Always trying to chop you down. Always. Gotta slap, put this out. Oh, I'm still itching. Every single time. And, I can't really say that you did anything wrong because I understand where you're coming from. Essentially what I think he was trying to do is I'm I'm trying to be the man to my wife. I'm trying to, help her out. She's a stay-at-home. They say that stay-at-home moms, they have a lot of work to do. It's extremely hard. And it is. It is sometimes, depending on what stage of life you're in. It is tough. But over time, when you get that rhythm and flow, then things become easier. This is what you see in a lot of high-value men. It is the bigger they get, the more they're able to scale. They start, I don't want to say they do outsource some things, but they just get better at it. It just becomes practice. And you can even say that about a quote unquote average man. There's a lot of brothers out here doing their job like clockwork. You got that spreadsheet, clockwork. Oh, I just set up a macro for that. And when I come in the morning, man, I just click the play button, let that macro run for about 10, 15 minutes, depending on what the process is. And I'm done, bruh. I'm done. That's it. I done went and got my morning coffee. I'm reading emails. And with the advent of summarizing emails, AI summarizing those things, you gotta still check that. But man, they done told me what I needed to know. I done responded, and I'm just taking a breather. I'm just relaxing. Man, I really ain't got that. I got a couple meetings in the afternoon, but that's about it. I'm heading to the house early. Period. End of story. I had already done my job. They're expecting men over time, over the course of 30, 40, 50 years to get better. Modern women, they're marrying the high value man because he's already where they want him to be in 30 years. And they're saying, if I married him right here, think of the possibilities, the endless possibilities. 30 years from now, 20 years from now, depending on where it is, right? It's only going to get better. Dare I say it? We're going to be millionaires. Dare I say it? We're going to be living the life of rich and famous people. That's what I'm looking for. That's what you have right here. Modern women, not happy, not satisfied. The man adapted. He twisted and turned and he did everything that he could. But this is what high value men do. This is what men in general do. You don't even have to be quote unquote high value. A man, a regular man as you call it, understands boundaries. He understands his limitations, the things that he can and can't do. He challenges himself like this man here did. And he says, well, maybe we can do this. I'm adapting. I'm throwing out suggestions. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, how dare you? All she was a child, a baby. I don't want to do this. I don't feel like I should. And that's what you got there, ma'am. You're going to get out there, you're going to get divorced. And that's going to be the worst decision you ever made in your life. But you go ahead out there and get it. That's going to be the worst decision you've ever made in your life.